my YouTubing experience thus far. I want to talk for an hour about what I've learned about myself, what I've learned about other people, what I've learned about what's being done to us, what's been done to me, what I've, all that shit. Through YouTube. A lot of people say the same thing I say. YouTube's my TV. I don't watch TV. I haven't watched regular TV for years. I watch YouTube. I don't even watch shows. I would watch Game of Thrones highlights by Wednesday. They would have the clips of all the gore and horror and special effects. That's all I wanted to see. They put that up. Who died this week? Boom. You don't need to watch the show. Walking Dead, ditto. All those shows. All your shows where they do the chop 'em ups and who's gonna die this week? Ooh, it's a soap opera with gore. Yeah, just watch them by Wednesday. Usually by Tuesday you could find it. But I know you sharper people I just watch it online. The bitch shorens or whatever. No, I don't do any of that. You don't have to. It's free on YouTube. But now, YouTube sucks. So where's YouTube stand right now? And then we'll go back and all over the place as I'm prone to do. But I get you there. I give you stuff to think about. That's why they don't like me. Boy. When I go to YouTube, and even when I sign in, it's some nonsense. It doesn't show me anything I like. I have to remember the channels I like and go into my queue to say what channels I'm subscribed to. And it doesn't matter because I just had to resubscribe to Jay Dyer again and a bunch of other channels. So what the fuck? Anyway, I unlike videos apparently that I liked. I go back and check. Oh, I like that video. Where is it? Not here. Well, the video's still there, but not my like. So it's so messed up. I've been learning more from other people about algorithms and my crude understanding their programs, and these programs are just fucking with our shit. Sometimes it's hurting the good people, sometimes it's hurting the people they want to go after. That's you and me probably, or anybody you like if you're watching me. But what I've noticed is change. Now, they got me. They got me being addicted. This is what they wanted with YouTube. Now you know this. They want longer form, right? Joe Rogan said, nah, I gotta do the 3 or 4 hour podcasts, this or that. Maybe he was doing it all along because that was always the goal. They want you to stay there longer, so you do longer content. So what they're saying is now, hey, if you do a 10-minute video, we don't care. And it used to be just the opposite of that. Like last year, a year or two ago, before all this cracked and stuff, everybody made these like short videos, and they said make the short videos. They're like a Tim and Eric 11-minute episode Cartoon Network things. Cartoon Network was Adult Swim. Adult Swim is programming. Let's do these 15-minute shows. Then it became like 11-minute shows. So there's like these 11-minute shows, whatever you want to say about that. Say what you will. But that is the programming. And then the idea of like, oh yeah, you can do this like short, like a lot of information in a short amount of time with good production value, or at least visually engaging production value, right? So here we are now going back again. Oh no, we want longer form content. And they said, well, why? Well, they want people to stay on YouTube to do longer videos. That wasn't a problem for me. I can go. I usually go on video for like an hour or something. But I'm gonna do more longer video, like as long as it goes, hour, 3 hours, whatever it is. And I'm not even talking about live streaming, which, I'll get to that again when the elections are over, when I'm allowed to live stream again after the elections. So, if anybody gets to do that anymore, will I still be here? Maybe a lot of people won't. It's nonsense. What they do with the rules and regulations, there's so much. I'm not even going to go into the details of so many other people's YouTube videos of how the analytics, the numbers, the monetization, it's all being messed with on YouTube. It's just shake them out. Just, oh, it's the programs. Oh, what do we do? Just let it be a big mess and just but meanwhile, get rid of all these people we want rid of and everything else and just stay here. What we want to stay here. Oh, what's going on? It's crazy. How come all those guys are just fine? Fuck you. So, but anyway, I want to do like, how has it affected me? I knew I wasn't. I'll do the breakdown of my breakdown on YouTube, how it still had me hooked. Alright, I'll talk into how YouTube programmed me. Okay. I gradually became aware of that all TV and movies were programming, all of it as a whole. From the very beginning, all the ideas in it, all the concepts, all the stuff that the artists and art directors and things we grow up wishing and wanting for is not necessarily things good for us. We're always led astray or awry or skew and all that. So when we grow up and become an advertising, marketing guy, programmer, commercial artist, whatever kind of in the media or the arts where you make stuff that other people see, even if what they see is you, all the ideas of what you aspire for, what you want for others, and your ideas and values of peace and joy and harmony, whatever they are to you, even if it's chaos and madness, that's your idea of what you would like. Oh, it works like this, because I think I can do good here, and all this mess, drama, chaos, anarchy, whatever it is. Well, regardless of all that, you're programmed to think that, but it's not necessarily your natural state. That's why there's always a conflict in like everybody. That's why society is a conflict. Society has its own morals and values and views, but this body has a natural state, and I'm going to include what you call the mind in with that and all that stuff. And there's just this way where things work and where things don't work. You know how in life we're like, wow, things are really easy, I don't understand why, and I'm not doing anything wrong and things are just working out. That's kind of how life is probably supposed to be for all of us all the time in the most part. And when things aren't working, that's how you know you're fucking up. So if things always aren't working, they're always fucking up. You live in it. I know I'm making a huge jump here, but I understand it, but maybe you won't. I sound like a dick, I'm sorry. But it's like, that's why society as a whole is conflict. It is conflict. You'll never really be happy because it's designed by its nature of what it is and what your values are. I don't care where you are, what you believe, or I don't care what it is. Your values are designed to make you at odds with yourself and everything around you. And there's one narrative thread. If we can all agree on these things, then that's how a system, whatever the system is, works. You know what I mean? From nation to nation, region to region, country to country, on so on and so forth. So we're programmed people. That's why I always say, and I've been saying it since before I had this podcast, I don't hate people. I hate programs. People are running bad programs, and some people's programs are so bad it corrupts them, and then there's no going back, and you got to put them down or whatever. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people are like, okay, you need to be kept now. Here you go. Here's cigarettes. Here's whatever. Just be a creep, watch TV, and then die. We'll bury you. There's enough room. I don't know. Maybe people can be rehabilitated, but even I've had my limits where I'm like, okay, this person needs to just go now. That's it. We don't talk anymore. Just, I'm changing my things, my numbers, whatever. No Facebook. And we're programmed. We got our cultural program. We got the programming of our family. We got the programming of the times. We got the social, cultural, religious, economic programming of all of our development, and that changes. So things are always rocking and rolling, always moving and shaking. That's you and me both. But now things are moving so fast that we finally come to a time where generationally there's a couple generations still alive going, the boomers, the Xers, and probably the millennials even, where the world is so changing so fast, where everybody's like, whoa, you're throwing too much at us too fast, which is kind of the point. And also, it kind of also at the same time reveals not only what they wanted to let us know, but also sort of like how, like, whoa, we're never going to be happy in this system, in this like endless series of reforms. It doesn't fix things, because underneath it is that one same narrative thread through history where, somebody's up here so high we don't even know who it is, we can't see him, we don't even bother to look up, and then we're all down here, and maybe there's some people down there below us. But, it just kind of sucks. There's always has to be just enough of an itch to be irritated enough. Nobody can be the happy family. Nobody can be the this or that. And if they are, smite them. The world shall smite thee. And people will do it to themselves, like the thing like, oh, look at that guy and his beautiful family. Let's kill them and rape them and make them watch, and then we will kill the whole family. None of that. But that's not how people naturally are. But that's what Joe Rogan would have you think. Oh, we're monkeys, bro, or whatever. We're not that. People just want to be left alone. They don't want to hurt anybody else because we're naturally inclined to not want to, it's not a good thing to hear that thud of your hand hitting somebody else, and it's just that weird sound it makes when a fist hits a skull or your skull. Or it's not good. And that's why other people go, ooh, like even when we see videos of stuff, a lot of people's natural reaction to seeing somebody get hurt is not, wah! It's like, oh, and then maybe laughter later. And in some people it's laughter, and some people want to impress, some people are sick. But laughing is an involuntary thing. And I'll just leave you with that. I'm not leaving you with that, but I just want to move on back to the history of YouTube and the history of all this stuff. So YouTube, before we had YouTube, we had movies and TV. So they've been constantly refining the cinema and the media. And now they have the internet. The internet and the scry stone. We have the black magician's stone. We all hold it in our hands and look into it. And it tells us stuff. And what's the joke that's going online that I like too just as much? Who are those guys that make the cartoons? They're I forget what the colonialists or whatever. Sargon needs dopamine. They keep using it all the time. Yeah, we need dopamine. We know how it works. There's books written on video game addiction. There's former porn addicts, former video game addicts. Even Joe Rogan says, I can't play video games anymore, bro, because I was totally addicted or whatever. And people get obsessive with things, addictive with things, especially if you have those qualities. Maybe you don't do drugs or whatever, but you'll have your addictive qualities come out in maybe masturbation or internet porn or gossip or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But the point is, the lonely housewife, how many boxes of romance novels have I seen pile up at used bookstores where it's like, we don't want them anymore. I mean, forget about your Funko Pop dwellings of the future I always talk about. I thought for a while we were going to live in a future of paperback throwaway novels. That was the time wasters today. Hey, read this book about fictional people doing stuff that didn't happen. Nonsense. That's not even including, I mean, look at all the books. Like, we're voluntarily Fahrenheiting 451 all of our stuff because it doesn't matter anyway. Here, take all my books. Can I get store credit for them so I can buy used DVDs and Japanese anime, manga stuff, and used video games, all stuff? You know what I'm talking about, these secondhand trade-in stores that are just like, libraries have gone away. So now in a library we can just get all that shit for free media, right, with the card. Now you gotta buy it again. Didn't that fuck you how they got it? They got rid of the libraries. Yeah, trade in the books. We'll keep the funky stuff, and nobody will buy that. And then we'll shit out all the garbage and records and charge it and give you store credit, so you just keep buying this useless garbage and recycling it. These places even sell like people take their toy collections because they never opened them and shit, and they resell them to this place, and you can get like people's used whatever anime series. They don't care about it anymore. This is all related to YouTube. This is the history of YouTube. All these things I talk about are programming, right? And it's coming hard and fast. Too hard and too fast. It's a cum shot you can't keep up with. It's just bad manners. They don't care. Just take it, and then you're not even ready yet, and they're gonna ram their dick in your mouth. I can't breathe. My eyes burn. It doesn't matter. They want you to get used to it. That's all they want. Get used to it. Just shake everybody up. So how do you maintain your sanity in this? I decided that probably I'll keep doing videos, but some of the things I've learned, well, it's not me. I'm not paranoid. My channel's fucked with. It doesn't. The algorithms, which are programs, are so sophisticated and adapting. This is our horrible Terminator future shit. That, and again, let me stay on point. Programs are definitely fucking with a lot of people's shit, and YouTube knows it, and they don't care. So it's people allowing for fuckery. I don't even necessarily have to have one of those YouTube nannies that I always joke about, but I do believe that there is something, because whenever I talk about that, it does have an effect in videos. When I did a video that said dox the YouTube nannies, it stayed at 1 view forever until I said, hey, I've been watching this video, and it stays at 1 view no matter what. And then when I said that and did the video on that and showed it, then the video went up to more views. So does that sound like an algorithm or a person? Because I've done it a bunch of times where I change a video or whatever, and it's like tit for tat. That's a person. If that's an algorithm or a program, wow, that's some sophisticated shit. But this is coming from a guy who does actually believe that they've had humanimals for a long time. Wait till I get to do my episode about bestiality, furries, and telegony. Yeah, and occultism and all that kind of stuff. It's all one big soup of gross stuff. What have I learned from YouTube? It's probably just programs that are messing with my channel. They just stuck them on me, you know? And by they, I mean just like wording my content wrong, whatever. So now people are changing. I've watched people change from YouTube. It was really cool. People would make all this cool content and it was free to do. People got really creative and they made all this cool stuff for years. And then I watched it get pilfered away, and we all decided to archive it and save it on thumb drives and keep it away from our like external thumb drives and hard drives, away from our tower, so we could keep it for posterity and repost it over and over again. And they could kick Sam Hyde off and everybody would just keep throwing up his shit over and over again, so it stays there, and you have to like, oh my god, here's another thing that's old, it's a young Sam Hyde, I didn't see this one. There's all kinds of shit like this, whoever YouTuber people that you watch, you know what I mean? And stuff, you know, like it just, you can't find it anymore. When I sign into YouTube, it doesn't show me anything I like. And it used to show me all the things, ooh, you might like this, you might like that, and I did stuff I would have never heard of before. Now it doesn't show me anything new or anything I might want to hear. It just shows me basically like YouTube's a cable channel, and here's what's on cable, click, 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 nothing I want to watch. What was great about YouTube is we were just talking to each other and watching each other and impressing each other and making money off of that. And they said, no, I don't need to go. You know it's fucked. It's boned. But is there a fight, I think? Yeah, like now is the thing. If there is some kind of thing to fight for freedoms, whatever, might as well go for it now. Is it really a fight if I just keep making videos? Well, I guess the fight is in the choices of the rest of your life. I shuttered all the other media. I stuck to YouTube. I keep typing in the names of the YouTubers I remember. I guess I have to make a list of everybody I like and just have it in front of my computer so I can go down. Oh, let's see what let's see You're Free TV is doing, because she doesn't exist anymore. Let's see what, you know, whoever I talk about all the time that doesn't exist anymore unless I type their fucking names in, unless I mention them to you, and that's how you find out about them. So it's really messed with. The people that ever tried to make money on YouTube, or they're all complaining like, look at how messed up this is, and you know, they have their views taken away when their video gets demonetized and then it doesn't come back. And then yet, like, some people have all their shit taken away, but then they do get it back. So they lie every way about everything. YouTube, this is. YouTube lies to everybody in so many different ways. And they don't give a fuck. They just do it again. Do it again. They have the same fucking assholes. Come on. They don't even give you good audio quality. Fuck you. And I just say some shit. And they're like, yeah, we're just gonna keep fucking with you. And then people say, fuck you, and they make a big stink about it. So then they come back with another video that says, yeah, here's another video, blah, 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 blah. And they still don't answer your question. Just like no politician ever answers the questions that people ask them. They ask a question, hey, here's the hard biting question. And they just don't answer it. They just go off into another thing and they don't answer it. And somebody says, hey, they never answer that question. They fucking never do. But YouTube was great, because I watched people get addicted to the dopamine. They got addicted to the hits, to the views, to the interaction. Oh, somebody said this, somebody said that. And people like the drama. It's a whole thing, the drama alert or whatever. The whole, I don't know, the whole fucking YouTube drama thing. The kill stream, the internet, the YouTube blood sports, all this stuff. The podcast wars, all that shit is it's all great for culturing in the culture, fighting with each other, but it was also talking to people. So anything that's like that, any kind of thing that's free speech is just going to become fucking impossible. I mean, not like it's going to work, but that's the plan. You're seeing it unfold fast. Like, they're really fucking going for it. Like, shut everything, shut them all out. Don't let people talk to each other about fucking anything, unless somebody's going to talk about baking, and then other people can, in a highly restricted, moderated thing, can comment about somebody's bento box, anime cupcake, little Totoro video food stupid bullshit thing, or a bunch of asshole slobs with guts making barbecue shit, and you can talk about that. Well, you know, they don't want anybody talking about politics. Leftists don't want to say anything lest a bone fly out of their mouth. Oh, if we say anything, it'll be revealing. So leftists don't want to talk about anything. They just want highly filtered propaganda pieces to go out by propaganda mouthpieces, and that's it. They don't want to talk to each other. They don't want to say anything. They only talk in private, where only they can be seen, because everybody will be revealed, and they are. All people have to do is say anything, and then somebody says, well, you said enough stuff, and we know you're lying, and here's why. The psychology of people. We've all been able, everybody that's here has been able to teach themselves how people work through the internet. And maybe it comes out of our mouths differently. Maybe we can't talk about it, but it's in there now. We know the YouTube, the internet, has helped us become more finely tuned bullshit indicators. And not to mention, if you're one of those people that, like I was, that used to watch the Bombard's body language, and a lot of times I don't agree with her body language. I don't have a better reference I can think of offhand, but yeah, people do body language videos where, you know, like, oh, look at what this means and what that means. So, yeah, there's something to it. You can see it happen enough, and other people notice it too, and it's true. It's just one of those things we know from being in the world with each other. But we've been able to teach ourselves and each other so much so fast, and you know what? We went out and sought out the things, exactly what we wanted to hear, and what we wanted to find ultimately was some kind of worldview to make sense of this place, so we could have, and this is what we really want, any sense of safety, surety, or security in this world, so we could just fucking be. And a lot of us wanted that just to figure things out. I would just like some space, just like some time with nothing, so I could just be, to figure out what the fuck this is, because where am I going in life? Most people don't have directions for their lives, and people have plans and stuff, but what you'll find is that a lot of people's plans are just simple, materially based, has nothing to do with like a lifestyle. They're lifestyles. How do I want to word this? People are pretty basic. I'll use this. This is what you want, like I said before. You want to have a home that nobody can kick you out of. You want to stay there. You want to have nice neighbors. You don't have to worry about your shit. You want to mess with anybody else's stuff either. You want to have enough. You want to make sure everybody else has enough, so everybody leaves each other the fuck alone. And somebody to share it with. And if you want to bring people here. So the whole world, all the programs, what I hate. I don't hate the people. I hate the programs. People just want that. And it's all the same tools that everybody uses to control people. So when I say they're fucking with us, that's all the means that they use to fuck with us. So when we watch YouTube videos, they know already what they're refining it. Oh, this is what people say? No good. Let's get rid of that. How easy is it? Very easy. So they corner people. Let's let them keep making videos, and they can watch each other if they can find it, and it goes out there. But I'm willing, there's probably get to the point where you may be getting comments from no one. It's just comments from AI, you know, programs or whatever, that are just telling you some nice stuff, some bad stuff, whatever it is. And that's the kind of thing that's like a matrix, you know, like a Keanu Reeves, like, whoa, that's the kind of life that's a matrix. Okay, we're here, but we're not caring so much about the outside world anymore. We're kind of useless, needless people looking into monitors, trying to maintain our place in the caste system so we have a nice enough box to go to, whatever our station may be. You know what? It's not so bad, because I'm me, and I'm inside this little unit in this little Funko Pop cubicle, and it sucks to be here and all that. But you know what? It's just something about our ways that's a little bit whatever. But that's the other thing, the elimination of accents and stuff. YouTube's getting us to change the way we speak. Yeah, forget about accents. But YouTube's getting us to change the way we speak. This was talked about all your science fiction, the newspeak. Change the way you speak, limit the way you speak, speak in code, speak in babble, spread, make all these different languages. And now they're even further making languages, because we can't just talk to each other in English or whatever language online. What's happening now is we're talking to each other like saying, hey, what about T-R- and things like that. We were allowed to speak freely and say crazy shit, and then crazy people showed up and said, hey, call the cops. And we did, and we continue to do that. I'm looking at you, weird animal furry people. That's so gross, this stuff. Talking about fucking cut off puppy heads and shit like that, and bondaging down pets for rape and prolapsing pet anuses, and oh my god. What are they doing to lizards and spiders? You don't want to know. Oh my god, what's happening in a fish tank? Are there really Troy McClure perverts? I want to stay focused, if such a thing is possible. So, YouTube has helped shape us, degrade us, find communities for perversion, and then there's always that one upsmanship, usually against dudes, within their weird perverted communities, to say, I did this, I did that. And somehow it always leads to sex. Again, why? Because people are pretty basic. You look at those basic drives for sex, which is about feeling safe enough to have progeny to bring people here, and you have sex to do that. And if it's really safe, you can have like 23 kids or whatever, start a potato farm or something. But this whole big soup of the internet has changed us. We've gone from people that wanted to breed, from people who are content to masturbate because it's free. You don't need to buy Pornhub. Why would you? What are they doing? They're editing out cum shots. They're still there. They'll still be found. You know what you can't do on Pornhub? You can't be Alex Jones doing the news. There's people doing non-porn things on Pornhub, and there was some kind of announcement this year about Pornhub said, look, if you're doing stuff that we, like Pornhub was like, they were like political shaming on Pornhub or something like that. You can't, look, if you're not going to make porn and shoot people in the eyes with jizz and in the asshole make cream pies, we don't want you here. This isn't a political forum. We're against whatever Pornhub's against. You can fuck your sister, I guess, but you can't, but you can't, you get it. Fuck me. So I've watched me change through YouTube. I wasn't getting money. I didn't care about that. I always told you this. I just want to do it for fun. I said, I'll use YouTube to say, hey, go over to my thing where I'm selling a t-shirt or Giga or Gimme Crack or Fiddle Faddle or some paintings or whatever it was, and use my YouTube for that. But I never tried to monetize it. I wasn't going to do that. I'm not going to go through all the stuff I said before about me and my channel being monetized and how I couldn't even get to 1,000 subscribers. Oh, too late. I already said all those things. But I just wanted it to be fair. I just wanted to say, I'm going to make these videos and I'm still a nobody, which is fine. I wasn't trying to be a big YouTuber, but you can be a nobody and get thousands of views to your video. There's lots of people like this. I used to watch your videos too. They weren't famous. They just wanted to make videos and I watched them, right? But now those people, if you can find them, like, they don't get any views. Like, and even the people that did make money, if they say the things that YouTube doesn't like, that YouTube was paid to, boot around, they just fuck with people now. They just sick the algorithms, programs, or whatever on them, and mess with them. But it doesn't matter any of that. All that stuff I said doesn't even matter, because there's still this thing within me that says, there's no reason for me to do this other than some kind of weird protest that just further incriminates me, and it's going to get my number one sons put on no-fly lists, and have my daughters like, no, she is not allowed to have children because of the things that you watch on YouTube. These wombs, no, thank you. Your daughters can grow up and go into the legalized sex trade only, and forget leaving the country once we put the wall up. You know what I mean? Like, China already rolled it out. China's just like, yeah, fuck it, do it. China's just like, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it first. Just go ahead, do it. So China's already like, number one son, can't leave the country, can't go to a good school. Why? because Apple, I don't know if you know this, but all Apple devices, they themselves I mean, people knew this already, but they said it like, yeah, hey, guess what, guys? Isn't it cool that all of our devices, any Apple device we have, because of our terms of a service and blah 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 that you agreed to by having the device at all, we're gonna go through all your stuff, everything you do online, and make a profile of you, and we're profiling you, and if we don't like you, we're gonna help you out. We're gonna help you out, make you be a better person, and we're gonna also help other people out by keeping you away from those other people, those good people. So, back to my matrix thing I said just a minute or two ago. You know this already. You have a matrix for you. I have a matrix for me. I want to watch these videos. It's going to show me these things. But now it doesn't even care what we want to watch, right? YouTube used to show us what we wanted to see. The search results used to show us things we liked. You know, as long as we stayed signed in, didn't clear our cache and all that stuff in our search results and all that stuff periodically, it would just pile up and show us the cool things we like. And then if we were someplace that was a sharing place, ooh, I sign into my account and it shows me all the stuff I like. Now, and this was always the plan, it doesn't show you the stuff that you would like. It's still kind of there, whoever hasn't been booted off, if you can find them, but you have to already know them. So you can't find new stuff. That sucks. So what do you get to see? People who are already famous doing stuff that's not any good, telling you what you want to watch on YouTube. Like, hey, YouTube's this now. And Screen Junkies and Collider and movie stuff and all that nonsense. But nothing, you know what I mean? If you want to know what shit, it's just like YouTube's just become like cable TV. Click, click, click. It's shit. It's shit. How do I find the good channels? You gotta get the bootleg satellite. What's a bootleg satellite? I guess you have to know how to type in the names of the people. You have to remember who you liked. But it sucks because I can't find people. I can't find people I would like. The new cool people that are coming up, that are older than me, younger than me, whoever it is, they're making these YouTube videos. I can't even fucking find them. And that's the point. To just, you know, that sucks. Like, how the fuck do I find them? I gotta go to the dark web to find cool shit. Then when you find the dark web, whatever is the kind of, you know, whatever. I know it's not a big, I know what the dark web is. I'm just saying, like, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal, the dark web. If Sam Tripoli did a video that says, here's how you go on the dark web. If that fucking bullshit tinfoil hat podcast tells you how to go to the dark web, it's not a big fucking deal. Alright? It's only a big deal if you want to go to the dark web and buy shit. Don't do it. Don't be anybody. Don't go to the dark web. It's dumb. But anyway, they say that the video, like, you're only seeing like a part of what's out there because there's so much out there. Forget it. They're just limiting so much now. So I keep thinking, why do I keep fucking doing these? Because they go like 30 views, 40 views. It's totally unfair. What gets to get higher? If I talk about fucking movies. If I talk about movies, so what did I start doing? Puppet shows, saying subversive things, putting things like in the middle of an episode, talking in babble, using codes. Hey, do you get my code? HR puffin stuff, get it? That's Clinton. Da 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 da. That's the Rothschilds. It's the Burns family. Whatever I'm supposed to talk about. Hey, you know what, Ophelia? Hey, the ancient vice of the Greeks. Anything but, like, hey, say anything but the thing. What was so cool about YouTube was people could be direct. Now they don't want that. They want a world where everybody's sort of SJW, Brave New World it out, where everybody's like just on eggshells a little bit, and nobody really fucking likes anybody or trusts anybody and will easily backstab anybody. That's the whole plan. So what's the next phase of that you're seeing happen right now as of the time I record this in end of September 2018? Kill sports, internet blood sports, YouTubers attacking each other. They took that guy Sargon and they said, let him say his stuff for years, Mundane Matt, let them say their stuff for years. Now when it's time to tear down these different people that were together and aggregated against these guys in their viewpoint, hey, government guys, money guys, give Sargon some attention, put him on TV, and let him spin the fuck out and fuck up and, like, destroy, like, people that he should be getting along with. There's all, it's like YouTube's like Ready Player One. There's all these different YouTubers. There's the skeptics and the shit talkers and the keckers and YouTubers and all these different groups. It doesn't matter. The Republicans and the alt-right, and I guess there's not really much of a voice for the leftists or liberals beyond, you know, like Muslims trying to come in to get into politics and all that kind of shit. So I know you're gonna name me 5 names: Young Turks, all that bullshit, Joe Rogan. There's all the whatever. So you have all these people. You have all these people giving you your values, views, one side or the other, one way or the other, and all the different things in between. So that's good. Let everybody make up into these groups and tribes, and like, oh, we all kind of get along. We don't agree on everything, but hey, we're a group. We're this group of people, but within that group, we have our little cliques. Okay, fine. So what do now? They bring this guy Sargon in, and they bring him into the government. They chew him up, spit him out, attack him, and then get him attention, attack him in the press, and have his audience feel deflated, and then lose the audience, and then have other people talk shit about him and tear him apart, and then that makes him attack other people, and maybe the YouTube community or whatever, the YouTube owners or whatever, more favor a mundane matter, Sargon. So let those guys go in and flag people and do stuff that other people don't get away with. I don't want to name all the names of all these people, but you know, I'll just name those 2 because it's like, it's the time now to destroy them. If you look at the whole landscape and where we've been led with YouTube, which I didn't really articulate very well at all, we're led to this time where, hey, all these YouTubers used to get along and do their videos, and even if you didn't get along, hey, I know Jenna and Julian, they do this stuff, I don't care about makeup tutorials, or she's a thought, she always has her tits out, whatever. People could Roosh and all these people, and people going way back, the older YouTubers, mingling and getting along and mentioning each other. And that's the weird online community that was fun. That was the oasis where everybody could have a good time. But now they're trying to turn the oasis into a wasteland and have it be like just Quake Redux, where it's just like, go into YouTube and let's frag the fuck out of each other. Hey, I thought we were friends. No friends on YouTube. That's my Medicare impression. Frag everybody. So it's just blasting everybody. And that's kind of not so cool either. It's like, nah, fuck it, let it burn down. But it was always the point to get us to fight each other. If there was any kind of way we could steal YouTube away from its original evil intentions, that would be to get everybody to say, hold on a minute, we're actually not going to fight with each other. Forget about this like fucker that flagged everybody and lied through his teeth and said, I don't do this, I don't do that, and then did those things, and I've got attention on TV, blah blah blah. Now I'm going to go after and talk shit to people because now I've got, you know, just dumb. It was always meant to have people fight amongst themselves. Everybody has to just stop fighting, and all the different characters from all different genres of YouTubers, like Ready Player One, have to team up against Agent Smith or whoever that bad guy was, the bad avatars in Ready Player One. Say, fuck you, we want our MTV and our YouTube. We're going to put music back on MTV, retroactively, make a YouTube for MTV, whatever, YouTube MTV, it's already there. It's got to be the battle of YouTube. How do you win the battle of YouTube? All the YouTubers have to say, we are YouTube, like everybody's saying, I am this, I am that, we're the comics, we're the Star Wars, whatever the fuck it is. And they have to say, we are YouTube. Pick somebody who's got the right, a lesbian Latina mom that's a truther. Who's the smartest lesbian Latina truther that could go out there and say, we are YouTube, and we want to say whatever the fuck we want to each other because YouTube's where we lean over the fence and it's going to be free, and stop telling this nonsense about bandwidth and dialing back all that shit. It's all fucking lies. It's lies. 100% it's lies. There's infinite store for this shit. Listen to guys who can explain it to you. You don't even have to understand it to be able to think it through for yourself that it's fucking dumb. There's, oh, we can't hold all the service. It's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. It's probably some kind of weird they're probably making the black goo that stores the data, where it's like the black goo is probably stuff that's made in server storage stuff that they take out, and it's alive like fucking venom, and it has all the stuff we've done online all about us, and that's how it can just do whatever the hell the black goo is supposed to do. Whatever, it's bad. Anyway, I'm just having fun there. But The YouTube, I've seen it change us, distort us, pervert us. Watch how people go online. First, just want to talk about stuff, not talk about themselves. But if they go on, they want to get the hits, they want to get the dopamine, ultimately. They figured out how to get to us. So they want to get us to get the dopamine. Sargon need dopamine, Tetsuo, Akira, whatever. So they got me too. I wasn't making money. I didn't care. I wasn't even getting the hits or the views. But it was nice to come back and say, oh, a bunch of people saw this one. Ooh, some really cool, thoughtful comments. Because really, I didn't even get a lot of shit talking. Like I said, some, but not a lot. And it was cool. And I could find people, other YouTubers through that. But now, none of the channels I'm subscribed to that are just other YouTubers, not even famous ones, a bunch of them, they don't even, I'm not even subscribed to them. I have to resubscribe if I can remember them. And I lost a whole bunch of things I was subscribed to. Sucks. So, yeah. So I got addicted to YouTube, making the videos. Ooh, I'm gonna do my TV show. Everybody can have a TV show. And you know, I said I used to do open mics. So whatever it is, I had that little in me in the mix, the wanting to be heard or whatever. I'm going on stage. Come here, listen to me. I'm gonna say some shit. All right. YouTube is much easier. You can go home and say this. And I loved watching people's other stuff, even if it was heartbreaking and sad. Like where somebody, why do people want to get dumped by somebody and say, you know what you're missing? And then they pick a song and it embarrasses them even further. And they're weird and, you know, whatever, in so many different ways. And it's sad and heartbreaking. And other people turn it into various cringe compilations. We've degraded ourselves and helped degrade each other. And that used to be what gets the hits. But now, if you can look at this, they don't care about that anymore. They don't care about whatever gets the hits. They're saying, this is YouTube now. YouTube now. Just like they're doing fucking Bolshevik everything. They're saying, here's all your stuff. Here's what it is now. And then you have this stuff of Trump and that fighting in the background going, hey, this isn't fair. We got to do something about this. Which they're not really, what are they doing about it? Are we going to see anything happen? Are we ever going to get internet freedoms back? I don't know. What's the alternative? Just saying no to all the movies and TV and not giving your time or attention to it. Because when you're online, they, you know, maybe they don't care what you're doing, but they know what's being seen, right? So if you don't do that shit anymore and just check in every now and then to try and find the news and the weather the best you can or whatever, you're going to have to go back to your life. And again, like I said, I keep coming back to like, try and get real estate. Once you have a piece of this place that you own, even though you never really get to own it, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you'd be just happier saying, like, hey, I have this place that I live, that I own, and nobody can kick me out of it, you know, relatively speaking. Nobody can kick me out of it. I've done everything. I've paid my tribute to society. I've given, you know, I've done what you wanted me to do. Here's my peace of mind. Because ultimately, what is life? The place where you want to spend the most, life is you know, going home, right? So life is where you live. So where do you live? You live at your home. Where's your home? You're constantly moving home. That's not what you want, because that's what the future wants for people. The future wants people to just be able to be moved around, stuff like that. And status can fluctuate and stuff like that. Oh, I'm being punished now. It's like never-ending school. They want the world to be like The Office, but you can never really get fired from The Office. But if you do, you get like the whole world is The Office, and you're like, Dwight's working in food service now, or whatever. I think Dwight's gonna be going before tribunal and getting fucking executed for going to Haiti, eating underage, I can't even say, unripe fruit, whatever, fucking, and drinking blood and shit. So anyway, they're giving us our internet. They're still giving you like your version of the internet, my version of the internet. Maybe the version of the internet we two have is similar to one another's, but it could be different because maybe your music you like is a little different, this and that. You know, and also what I'm getting to is I'm noticing negative propaganda that's sort of like, here's your values and views, here's, you know, fucking opposite of that. How come nothing I like? It's weird. it's fucked. Like the internet's being dialed back, like I said it would be when I started doing more video. Like go back a couple hundred episodes where I said that. I said, hey, I think they're gonna dial back the freedoms of YouTube soon, like a year ago. I think they're gonna dial back YouTube freedom soon. I wanna play with YouTube and have fun, have my TV channel and max it out and do whatever I can. So I guess I kind of did what I wanted to, which was not invest a whole lot in, even though I did invest a whole lot into it. And I love the idea of YouTube being an open mic, you know, like free global open mic, which is really dumb and embarrassing because it's recorded. And then you put it up. I mean, it's one thing to live stream like as an open mic and not be good, but it's another thing to do like 400 plus videos that are not really that good and let everybody see them. But hey, mine aren't the worst out there, and I think, you know, I don't know. I'm just gonna let it go. It is what it is. But I think I'm kind of addicted to keep doing them, right? Because there's this weird feedback thing. So I tried to distance myself from that when I figured out, okay, I'll read comments and be respectful and note on it, but I'm not gonna like answer comments too much or read them, because that's part of the way that that's part of the way that it was designed to program me, or rather reprogram me, to make it matter, which it kind of does matter when people leave comments and stuff they say. And you know, like I can tell, like, oh, that's like in the, you know, like people say things in a certain way, just like I say things in a certain way. And when you read comments from the same people enough, you like, it's their voice. It's like their voice, even though you never heard their voice before. It's their voice through the way that they write, I guess you could say, the way that they use words together visually on the page. So again, further descent into further babble. The 5G tower, the 5G global tower of Babel, distorting everything. But that's all it's about. I keep thinking of James Cameron wants to do the Battle Angel Alita movie, and the Battle Angel Alita movie has people living on planet Earth, which is scummy, and above the Earth is like a floating castle in the sky city, and that's where all the good organs and guts and reborg parts so you can like get souped up are. And if people try to climb up to that city, they get like bug zapped down to Earth, and then they like plummet like miles to Earth and stuff. But it's a transhumanist cyberpunk garbage future where people compete against each other. I think there's cannibalism. Everybody's part robot. The story's about a fuckbot, and that's, they made the movie. It's coming out soon. James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez, anime fuckbot the movie. I'm predicting it's gonna be good. Like people said, oh, we're gonna hate it. I don't think so. I'm a prognosticator, a predictor. I think Battle Angel Alita is gonna be a big hit. I think it's gonna be a surprise hit. People are gonna really go for it in a big way. But you know, I'm always glad to be wrong about things like this. I don't want you to watch anything anymore. All my movies I ever liked were programming. The whole genre, this is a good one to go out on as I wrap this up at the I'm gonna wrap it up soon. The entire genre of science fiction. Do you recognize that it was created to be propaganda for the future they wanted to create? There's no thing that man made for himself called science fiction. Oh, stories about the future and rocket ships and spacemen and all stuff. All this shit was invented. The entire genre of science fiction was invented as propaganda. It's propaganda. And they said, what's this propaganda thing we shall call about how we shall plan the future? H.G. Wells and so on and all the other guys. It's science fiction. Right? H.P. Lovecraft, they call it cosmic horror. That's science fiction. I mean, it's not necessarily science, but it's more proto-metaphysics, science fiction, occultism, Luciferianism, I guess. I read a lot of H.P. Lovecraft, but I don't know how to classify him. But anyway, do you get that? The Beatles. The Beatles are the first boy band. This is true. They were put together by the Tavistock Institute. The Tavistock Institute studied the effects of traumatizing people. They came up with the pops and buzzes. You know what YouTube does let me watch? Vaporwave music. Do you know what kind of, like, you know, other musical things I like, stuff like that? What is it? It's really interesting. Vaporwave and synthwave and chill wave and lo-fi chill jams, all this stuff. I like all these things. It's music to have on, to have the internet on, to have YouTube on, get it? While you do other shit. How many times do I say, hey, listen to me while you wash dishes or on your commute home, all that kind of stuff, right? So, if you want to do so. So, you have things that does let me have, the different types of music and styles of jams and stuff. These are pops and buzzes. This is the Brave New World. Basically, it's a step away from Brave New World tones. What have they done? This music that I like, let me describe what I like about the music I like. I like music that is new, I like old music too, that's actually played by people, but I like this new type of music that's manufactured, that sounds like parts of soundtracks from movies and commercials and media from when I was growing up, that they just take it and they put it into loops. But not only do they put it in loops, they add sound effects to it to make it sound dreamy. And what do I get? How do I get my ideas of what dreams sound like? From movies. Oh, in a movie, here's a musical cue of what a dream sounds like. So they take stuff from my childhood and your childhood, and they slow it down and break it apart and put these dreamy, further synth tones on it to make it seem like a flashback. Oh my God, not only does this sound like something from like when I'm in my 20s and it was an 80s movie and I'm in the ramen days and we're watching this thing on cable or whatever, but it also like feels dreamy, so that I can take one of the various different kinds of somas and listen to this like drugged out, they make it sound drugged out, like MF Doom, a lot of more recent 2000s Lone stuff, this vaporwave, synthwave, the Simpsons nostalgia, you know what I'm talking about, the Simpsons nostalgia stuff. It's all this like drugged out lo-fi chill jams. It's just to keep you in that frame of mind. It's a soma. It's the Tavistock pops and buzzes. It's this engineered stuff that was engineered when it was put into movies to be the stuff of movies. But now they're just taking that out, since we're so programmed already, and saying, here's just the tones, which I fucking love, begrudgingly love. Sounds so good, right? Because it really chills me out. And it makes me feel like I'm in this funky thing. Even that Nick Cage movie used that, like, I call it Blade Runner synthwave stuff. They had that in there when they wanted to create ambience. Music now is about ambience. Guerrilla music is about ambience. The gorillas with a Z, those assholes, cartoons, animation, pop stars that aren't real people, they don't matter. It's just the pops and buzzes. I know it's very musically inclined. A lot of people like gorillas. A lot of stuff's well put together. I can dig it too, but it's wicked, right? They're dicks. All that stuff, the gorillas. I can't listen to that shit. But, I used to. But you could see we were led to it, you know what I mean? We were all led to this sort of like, it's all sort of sad and melancholy and bong, 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 bong. And then if you want the anger and aggression, you get the dubstep and all that noisy, crunchy shit. But it's all bad for you, right? When are we going to get the movie? When are we going to get the movie that's just a program? Here's what I'm talking about. You go on a date. Gonna see date movie. Okay? What would date movie be? Date program. The date movie is the date program. That's why it's always fucked up, and there's gotta be, there has to be conflict. Stories are ... Drama is ... It goes back to ancient Greece. That's the way they fucking told us to think since back then, and before then, and pre-then, and whatever. The myths, the stories, the legend. We have these structures and drama, and it all makes sense. Yes, it does. For that line of thinking, for that way of living. It's fucking programming. That's why you have to fit things in that structures. Why can't you have a movie, not like Mist the movie, but a movie that's date movie? So let's actually get to date movie. It's a date movie. Two people like each other. They want to go see the latest version of date program. So date program is this. Two people actually go to the theater. They sit down, they buy the popcorn, hot dog, whatever they eat at the movies. And it plays date program. These two people don't know each other. They watch date program. What date program should be is a program for the audience of people to sit and watch that helps them bond, or to see if they're compatible for bonding. The movie happens. Here's this ideal relationship that shows out. Two people meet, all right? Two people meet, and they hit it off. Things go well. They date. Everything works out great. They decide to move in together maybe. They move in together. They decide to get married. Oh, they get married. We're getting married now. Should we have kids? Let's buy a house. Let's find where we want to live. And then that could be a fucking trilogy of movies, right? With the same Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson for 3 movies, rapidly aging through TV, rapidly aging through movies, being first the couple you watched meet in date program 37 with whatever they call it. They call it a movie. They watch date program, and then, you know what I mean? And different people like it. Like, I don't know, the Hispanic family's gonna say, we want to watch a date program that's more like Latina date program, right? And there's different variations of that. And those are just different movies. So it's still a romantic comedy, but there's no like horrible conflict where I have to meet at the airport and see if it works, or I have to plow through 20 people or whatever. It's just date program the movie. There wouldn't be any more horror movies or horror program the movie. That doesn't make any sense, right? There'd be practical applications of stuff like driving simulators or flight simulators. But for movies, I'm thinking of like programs. Like, movies are programs. But a horror movie is a trauma program. It doesn't give you anything good or useful, right? Unless you're like, oh, it had survivalist skills or whatever you're going to say is useful from a horror movie. Not really, right? Unless it's a horror movie of like the horrors of what man does to one another, and there's an allegory in the story, and you have to deal with the verities and realities of life, which is basically just death. Movies that deal with death, that are like death programs, not to program you towards death, but are program you in a healthy manner to deal with these things that are verity and realities of life. Say some kind of thing happens on Earth, or there's a cataclysm or whatever, not a cataclysm, earthquake or whatever, and they do the movie about that. And they're like, oh, this happened here. And it's like some kind of program to help people deal with it. They probably already have that in store already. But it wouldn't be anything you or I want. What I'm saying is, probably we wouldn't want to watch movies or make them so much. But there would be performers and stuff, and it would go back to more local and regional. And we would see people talk about these things. But look, we live in this technocratic era now. And we have YouTube, and we have the movies, and Netflix, and all this stuff is being censored globally, and from country to country. UK can't see US stuff, Russian stuff can't see stuff from blah 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 blah, China can't see everything, and you know, in some places don't even have internet. So such is the world we live in. But I'm talking to you, so you have all that stuff already. So in summation, we're being programmed and reprogrammed too fast, and that's given us the ability to shake it off and say, wait a minute, I don't want this stuff to take. So the answer of how does the world get better, by your small example, by my small example, there's a degree of unplugging and a degree of realizing how there's always been a deliberate concerted effort to program us by having us stay on any kind of social media, whatever it is. I say YouTube because that's where I am, but it's all of them. Just online, the connection to the internet through the phone, through any way, using social media, is trying to get us to go into this system where we report to it and report on each other, and will behave without, everybody will just be good on its own. And you can see how some people say, well, yeah, wouldn't it be great if we just be good, just like get us to that? But no. You got to look at what these people that created the system do in their free time. It's fucked up shit what they do in their free time, and they're getting busted for it, for real. And they've been doing it forever. There's always been priest pedos. There's always been Elizabeth Bathory types. There's the entire I said science fiction, the genre, didn't exist but for it to be propaganda. So think about vampires and the vampire genre, which is about these special class of people drinking the blood of the living because they don't have fucking souls. Souls to the point, they don't have souls. They don't have souls, so they're willing to drink the blood of the living. And that's just the mindset of wealthy elite. We're on top of everybody else, and we drink your blood because you don't matter. And that's why the vampires become the new romantic hero for young women. If you want to be a family, if you're a young beautiful woman, become a soulless being that feeds up the blood of the living, and fuck everybody else. Forget about your mom and dad. You're one of us now. We could have one of our weird transhumanist babies, and that will be scorned at first, but your transhumanist baby, your vampire human hybrid baby, that is the future. That is It has all the powers and abilities and craziness. That's what they're doing through YouTube. So all this stuff I say to you, I saw how I was being programmed, begging for dopamine. And that's it. You gotta stop begging for dopamine. Get out. Get out before it's too late.